Alright, so I've had a shit ton of people ask me how I made particles because a long time ago, like a year ago, I kind of promised I would try to make a video about how I did it, how I made these, and then I didn't. Um, well, here it is. So yeah, here's an example of what I'm talking about. It's just the particles right now. I'll show you how to do the other stuff later. I'm gonna build up like a audio spectrum layout thing. So this is like the beginning. And I might be kind of all over the place, but yeah, that's just, you're gonna have to deal with it, I guess. Anyway, here's the video that we're gonna be making something like this.
Give me a motherfucking break!
Okay, so to start off, well, I've already made this, so I'm not going to be showing you how I made it from, like, I'm not going to make it from nothing. I just didn't want to do that because I'm lazy. But to start off, have After Effects. Also, you need to have trapcode sound keys and trapcode particular. If you don't want to buy them, I'm sure you can search the internet and figure out how to get them another way. I'm just not going to tell you how to do that because cool, my phone's ringing. Because that's illegal. Also, I've been getting random phone calls from a number in San Francisco, and then there's nothing, and they hang up after like 5 seconds. It's really weird and creepy. It's the same number right now. Okay, that's not relevant. Have After Effects, trapcode sound keys, trapcode particular, and then once you have all that, also have music that you want to use. I have a song by Spag Hetty. Give Me a Break. That's what it's called. Anyway, you want to open After Effects, create a new composition, which is up here if you've never done that before. I'm not going to do this, but you can make it whatever frame rate you want. Like, I would say 30, between 30 and 60. You don't have to do 60 because it kind of adds a lot of render time, but yeah. So, and then you can make it, if this is going to be 1080p, you want to make it 1920 by 1080. 720p would be different numbers. And then you can make the duration like 10 minutes because if you're going to be using this for music, you want it longer than the song is going to be so it doesn't get cut off. Yeah, name it whatever you want. If you want to do it the way I'm naming, or the way I did it, you can name the first one music. I'm not going to create this because I already have them here, but yeah, okay, so if you made the first one music, that's going to be the one for the music. So you would drag and drop the song into that after opening your project, but you don't want to do that right now before saving it. You don't want to have a song in here, but this is just like to show you what you would do afterwards. So you have the music thing created right here, and then next you would create a composition called colors or color, whatever you want to call it. All I did in this one, you don't have to have that part, that genre color thing. That's just for my videos that I use that for the genres. So you don't have to have that because I made that. You can't have that. I'm not going to give it to you. You can't have it. So create a shape, which is up here, rectangle tool. You can do whatever shape you want. All I did is make a rectangle, fill up the whole thing right here. And by the way, this composition is a square. It's not 1920 by 1080, but that doesn't matter at all. You can make it whatever size you want. Just make a rectangle, and then I opened up, I don't remember how I did that. I think it was like, what is it, E? Yeah, E. If you highlight that layer and you press E on your keyboard, it opens up the fill. And I think if you highlight fill, let's see. I have no idea how I did that. But anyway, you highlight it and you press E and then fill pops up, which is the color. And I just use that to choose the color for the particles, because I have a color in the final thing. The color of the particles is connected with this color, so anytime I change this one, it'll change the color of the particles. You don't have to do it this way, but I just like to organize stuff and have it kind of separate so I know where everything is. And yeah, and I'm going to show you how to do it this way anyway, so yep. And then that's it for this composition. The next one, this one is, what the hell is that, a camera? I didn't do that. This one is 1920 by 1080. And for this one, you're going to want to, up here should be all the compositions you've created. So you take the music one, which is the first one with where you'd put the music in. You drag that down here, put that in here. After that, you don't have to do this, but I created a white solid, which is layer, new, solid, and then you can choose the color. I did that just so I can see the particles a little better. Well, I mean, I can see them better right there, but if I made them black, then you couldn't see them. But also, if I made them white on here, you couldn't see them. But whatever. That's not the point. That's just a background. You can do that if you want or not. I don't care. After that, by the way, this shouldn't be here for you. You don't need to put the music in any of this yet. That's just because I've made this example. I rendered out a clip already of this to show you, so I had a song in here. But after you have the music in there and the background, if you want that, next you want to create another layer, which is just going to be another solid layer, new solid, just like before. And then that one is going to be for sound keys. So when you create that, you're going to right click on that, go to Effect, Trap Code, Sound Keys, which I've already done that. And then after that, you're going to create another solid. Don't pay attention that there's two of these right now. You don't need to make two yet. You're going to copy it after you do some stuff to it. So you make another new solid. That's going to be particles. So you right click on it, Effect, Trap Code, Particular. And there's only one of those for you right now. So here I'm just going to hide that so we can't see it right now. So you have sound keys in particular. And sound keys will look like that at first. You can hide it with a little eye thing there if you don't want to see it, which you shouldn't, because why would you want all that in front of your particles? Anyway, so here's how I set up sound keys. So I took range 1. These are the settings for that. You can pause the video and look at that. This is so it will only react to like the bass part of music. And then the min max. You don't need to do anything with this output. That's just for that's the song that will be changed for every different song you use. So this should probably be 0 for you. But you want to take these and these two and put those into yours also. Make them the same thing. And make sure this is checkmarked active right here. And also use comp FPS, because you wouldn't want like a different frames per second on this than you have on your project. So have that checked and that checked. And then the audio layer should be set to music, which is the first composition with your song in it. That means it's going to use the audio for that to like it's going to use the audio and do stuff. I don't know how to explain it. Okay. And then range 2, that's also active. Change it to these settings like that. Those numbers right there. It should be the same as the first one, I think. Oh, I'm wrong. It's not. So you set it to that. That's what I've done. And then min max, set it to those numbers. 0 for min, 20 for max. And make sure the comp FPS, I already said that. Okay. And I'm not sure if I use all of these, but just to be safe, you can go to range 3, make that active, change it to these numbers right here for the range right there, and then min 90, max 130. If I'm going too fast, you can just pause it and look at the numbers. And output doesn't matter. It'll, when you click apply after at the end, it will change the values to what you want them to be. Okay. After all that, spectral adjustment. I don't know if I changed this from the default, but here's what it is for me. The only thing that looks like it's different is the smoothness at 0.3. I don't know if that's different than default, but you'll find out and you can change it if you want. Okay, so after that, go to the particles. I'll show you the values for every single part of this. This is gonna be a long video, but I just didn't want to remake it. That would have taken longer. So here's me opening the trapcode particular, which is in effects particular, and then this is the first thing. Here, I'm going to drag this up so you can see it all at once. This is emitter, and these are all the numbers that I have for this. I don't know which ones I've changed and which ones are like the default values, but you can pause the video and look at all these numbers right here and change them. Alright, and I'm just going to go through each little part and show you what it says. So that was emitter. Now we're on to the particle section. Here's all this, all the numbers here. Oh, and here's the color part where you'll be connecting the colors. So this is what you're going to want to type in right here. I think I'll copy this and put it in the description of the video, but this is where people might mess up if you're not paying attention to like what I'm saying right now. You have to put comp in front of it. I'll copy this and put it in the description, but this comp right here, that name colors, that is the name of the second composition right there. So whatever you named that is what this should say right here. If you didn't name yours, if you named yours like taco, then type in taco right there. And then this next part, this layer, where it says layer ring 3. I don't know why that's called ring 3, but that name, ring 3, is the name of this layer right here. So whatever this layer name is, you want to take that name, put it right in there. Right where it says ring 3 for me, you want to put your layer name in there. And then effect, I don't know if you need to change this. That seems like it's the name of the color thing in the other composition. But anyway, if you paid attention to what I was saying, you should get this right, and there shouldn't be any problems. But you type that in, like I said, the first one is the name right here. Colors is the name of this composition on that tab. It says colors. Whatever it says for you, put that there. Ring 3. I'm just going over this again so you don't like mess up and make a mistake. Ring 3 is the name of this layer right here, which is the color. Like that layer is your rectangle that you choose the color for. So as long as you do all that right, this expression right here should work. If you type that in exactly how it is right there, and then you press enter, and it comes up with some kind of error, then I don't know what to tell you. That it should be right. So yeah, that's taking this color. Every time you change this, it changes the color of the particles. And since there's going to be 2 particle layers, they'll both have this on there, so you can choose the color and it'll change it for both, so you won't have to go through and change both. Okay, now after you've gotten all that for the particle part, I'm going to get out of that, go to shading, which I did not change, so that's not important. Physics, I don't know if I changed this. Oh yes, I did. Okay, right here, this is the important part, that expression right there. I'll copy that and put it in the description. I'll just be like, the particle one is expression 1, and this will be called expression 2. So you want to type this in exactly like that, which will be in the it'll be in the video description so you can copy and paste it, but to copy and paste expressions, by the way, you will hold down the Alt key and then left click on this little circle stopwatch thing next to physics time factor. And after that, it should open this part up right here and you can copy and paste the expression in there. Alright, let's see if I change anything else. There's air, which is also inside physics. I don't know if I change any of these. I really don't know, but it kind of looks like I did. Those are kind of random numbers. So you can pause it again and look at these. Put those into yours. Alright. And then bounce, I definitely didn't do anything to that. Aux system, I did not change that. World transform, I did change this. Only one thing I changed, as far as I can tell, is that Y rotation right there to 90. I think that's it, all I changed. I don't know, but you can copy this and put it in yours anyway, so there you go. Visibility, I don't know about that. I don't know if I changed it or not, but there's the numbers. Rendering, there's that. You can copy that. I don't know if that's different or not. And, oh, I didn't see that. Motion blur is inside rendering. I don't think I did anything to these, but if I did, you can just change it. And that's it for the particles. There you go, I think. If yours isn't like this, you should change it to that. These numbers make it in the center of the composition. If you have 1920 by 1080, that'll make it in the center. And if it's not already, it should be. Alright. So, you should have one sound keys layer and one particle layer. Now that you've changed all those settings in there to what I showed you, I'll just delete that so we don't see that. You go to your particle layer, you Control C and then Control V to copy and paste it. And then on whichever one you want, it doesn't matter. You only do this to one layer though. Let's see, where do you do this? I think you go Layer, Transform, Flip Horizontal, and then it should look like it's mirrored right here. And there you go. That's how I did that part. If you put all the expressions in, like I showed you, those two expressions, since you copied it and pasted it, both of them have it now. So you can go to the color layer and you could change this color to whatever you want. I'll change it to, actually you probably can't see yellow. I'll change it to this. That should change the colors for the particles. And if you wanted to, you could, since I know the particles are kind of small, if you want to change the size of those, you'll have to do this for both layers. You would go to, open up the particular, go to particle, go to size. I have it set to 2, so like if I changed it to 10, that would make them like that. Actually, that looks pretty cool. And they're kind of blurry, so if you change the size like this and you wanted to make it not so blurry, you could, I think this feather, you could change that to 0. Yeah, there you go. That would make them less blurry. I'm going to put that back to what it was though. And then I'm going to change the size back to 2. Okay, there. Also, another thing you could do is you could, if you wanted these to be small but kind of show up a little more, you could select both particle layers. And then, oh wait, you select both particle layers, copy and paste them. So Control C, Control V. And then you go select the two copies right there. Go to effects and type in fast blur. Then you take that and put it on there. It'll only go on to 1, so you put it on the first one. Change it to like 30, I think would be a good number. Let's see, did that do anything? I can't even see it. Let's change it to like 100. Actually, that makes them less visible. Shit. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just going to delete that, pretend I didn't do that. So after you have all that stuff set up, to make the music, or to make the particles sync with the music, what you'd want to do is, well, just to show you how this works, what I just did is I highlighted this layer and I pressed U on my keyboard, and it opens up all the things that have keyframes or expressions in them. So that's the color one. We don't need that right now, but to show you what I did here, the physics time factor, that's like how fast, from what I understand, that's how fast the particles are moving. So like it's speeding up and slowing down time, sort of. So the reason this expression is here is because it's using the sound keys output 1, which is sound keys range 1, output 1 right here. What that is when you press apply, it takes the parameters you put in here for the music. So I have it set up for it. It's I don't know how to explain this. It's like selecting the part of the song that has the bass in it. There's like a if you took the song and you had the bass on one side and the lower or the higher sounds on the other side, it's like drawing a circle around the bass and only using that part of the song to have stuff react to that. So output 1, this is using output 1 to control how fast or how slow the particles go, pretty much. I could have just said that at the beginning. That's like, God, I don't know why I went through all that shit to try and explain it. But anyway, that just makes it go faster and slower. And the minimum speed is 10, the maximum is 100. That's what min max mean. But this thing at the end right here, it says divide by 10. So that takes the min and max from, that would take this and make it 1 and 10, I guess. I don't know why I just didn't make this 1 and 10 instead of putting that at the end, but I don't know, whatever. Yeah, so that is what makes the particles go faster and slower. So to turn it on and make it actually do stuff, what you would do is you would get a song, bring it into your project, you put it in the music composition right here. Then you go to this, make it whatever color you want. I chose dubstep for this, so I'm going to make it red for dubstep because that's what that says. This, you don't have to do that, do whatever you want, whatever color you want. So you choose the color, you come over here, sound keys. Oh, to make it a little easier, before you do anything with sound keys, you also take the song and drag it in here, which I've already done that. And remember that the music right here should be muted, so there's not two songs playing at the exact same time. That would sound kind of bad. So you would drag your song into here, and then you can use this thing and hold down Shift while dragging this around, and you put it like right on the end of your song, which for me it's right here. So you hold Shift and it should snap right onto the end of the song like that. That's not the end of my song, but you get the point. It'll snap onto the end of your song, then you let go of Shift and let go of the mouse, and you can, once your song is selected, you right click up here and trim comp to work area, and what that does is it just takes and cuts out all the extra stuff, so only where your song is showing up right here. So like if you render something, it wouldn't render an extra 7 minutes past the song, it'll just render your song. So after that, you go to sound keys and click apply, and you should see a number over here in the top right corner counting up. Once that gets to the end, it will be finished. It's just creating keyframes for the the sound keys, which control like how fast the particles move. So you should see them change on your screen. I don't know if I already had that set up for this song, so they might not have changed for me, but they should for you. And then I'll do like a little RAM preview here so you can see that it's actually reacting to the song. Alright, that should be good. Alright, so you get it. That makes it react. And if you want, if it's not fast enough, if it's not moving fast enough or it's moving too fast, you can go to the particles, hold down Control to select them both, and then you press U, and you go over to this physics time factor right here. You go over to this expression, that's what the text is called in here, and that /10 at the end, if you wanted it to go twice as fast, you would change that to 5. And make sure you do it for both, or else one will be different from the other. So you change those both to 5. And then I'll show you how much faster that goes. God, I got a new processor. It renders shit so much faster. This probably would have taken like a couple minutes before. Alright. See, that's a little bit too fast for me, but if you like that, uploading this kind of stuff like that fast, these tiny little things going that fast on YouTube, it kind of screws up the quality, so you might want to make it, you might not want to change it any faster. That's too fast for my taste. I like it how it was. Yeah. If you're gonna make stuff like this, YouTube lowers the quality of stuff kind of drastically, so you might not want to have too much fast motion because it changes the way it looks when you upload it on YouTube. Maybe not like Vimeo or something like that. The quality stays pretty good on that site, but YouTube screws up the quality. I think that's about it. I don't really know what else to say about this. But if you don't like the way this looks, this is just how I did it before. After this, I put like a audio spectrum thing in the center. This is an old layout that I made before, so I'm just kind of going over some stuff I made previously. And by the way, I'm gonna upload videos. At the most, one every Friday. Well, I'm gonna try to do it Friday. It might not be sometimes, but it'll be around the weekend. At least, or at most, once a week. I don't think I'll have time to do stuff too often. So yeah, just come around if you're looking forward to this kind of stuff and you want to know how to make some things that I made in the past. Come back on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or just check like the Te Music Facebook or Twitter or whatever. I'm gonna post on there when I make something new, so you can check there. Yeah. Sorry if I confused anyone by randomly going all over the place. I know I do that a lot. Hopefully you get how I did this and you didn't get confused or anything. You can always rewatch the video if you did and trying to find like a mistake you made or something. I know those expressions will be kind of someone will mess up on that. Someone will, like 100%. At least one person will mess it up. But you can just come back and rewatch it and listen carefully and watch exactly what I did, and I'll put them in the description anyway, so you shouldn't have any problem typing them in. So yeah. One more thing before I'm done. these little things right here, it looks like a little person peeking over an edge or something, like sticking their nose over an edge. If you want to have stuff hidden that you're not going to use or anything like that, you can click here on this box and it'll change from a tiny little person's face to just a white thing sticking over a line. And whichever ones have that on it, when you click this little thing right here, it'll hide them. They're still there. It'll just hide them so you can't see them on this. That's just to make stuff look better, I guess. Doesn't really serve much of a purpose other than to hide stuff and make it look more organized. Like if you had 100 things here, you could hide 90 of them and then just have the most important ones that you would need to like go in and change showing. So yeah, that's it. That's all I did to make those. That might seem kind of complex, but I mean, not complex. It might be confusing to people because I was kind of all over the place. But yeah, I hope you got that. Hope you understood everything. And if not, say something in the comment section and I'll try to help. Or if this video just nobody understands anything I said, I guess I could make one again where I completely create this from nothing. That might take like a half an hour. I don't know how long this has been going. Let's see. 31 minutes. Okay, this is a half an hour. Holy shit. Well, in that case, creating this from scratch might take an hour. So if you want to see me do that, leave a comment and maybe I'll just ignore your comment and pretend I never saw it and I won't do it. Or maybe I'll be nice and I'll actually do it. I don't know. Who knows? Okay, I'm done talking. Bye.